Hello students, today we discuss about an important topic of international business, that is theories of international trade. Okay, what is international trade? International trade is the exchange of capital, goods and services across international borders because there is a need or want of goods and services. In this video, we discuss about the 5 theories of international trade: absolute advantage, comparative advantage, Heckscher-ohlin theory, product life cycle theory, and the theory of mercantilism. Okay, let's discuss one by one. The first theory of international trade, absolute advantage theory. This theory was given by Adam Smith. Okay, according to this theory, trade between two nations is based on absolute advantage. Okay, some of the assumptions of the theories are the first one, 2 into 1 model. That means 2 goods, 2 nation and 1 factor. Okay, 2 goods, 2 nation and 1 factor. That 1 factor is labor. Then another one, free trade. Free trade means there is no government involvement in the trade. And next one, perfect mobility within the nation. That means perfect mobility of labor. That is, labor can move within the nation but not across the boundaries of the nations. And the last one, cost of production. The only element of cost of production, only one element of cost of production, that is labor. Okay, that is why it is a 2 into 1 model. That 1 means only one element, that is labor. Okay. This theory can be explained by numerical example. Okay. Look at the table. We have 2 nations, US and UK. This is per hour which produce wheat and cloth. Okay. Then in US, 1 hour of labor can produce 6 units of wheat and 4 units of cloth. Okay. In US, 1 hour of labor can produce 6 units of wheat and 4 units of cloth. Then similarly, UK, 1 hour of labor can produce 1 units of wheat and 5 units of cloth. Now, we assume if international term of trade 6 week for 6 cloth. Okay, international term of trade 6 week for 6 cloth. Okay. Then if US goes for domestic trade, that means within the boundaries, it will have give 6 week for 4 cloth. But if US goes for international trade, then it will have 6 week for 6 cloth. Which means that US gain 2 cloth from international trade. Okay. Now if you move on UK. UK goes for domestic trade, then it will have 1 week for 5 cloth. If UK goes international trade, it will have 6 week for 6 cloth, which means that UK gains 1 cloth from international trade. So this example shows us that both the nations are gained from trade. Okay, no matter who gains or more. Okay, now we can say that both the nations are gaining from the trade. Therefore, trade is possible between both the nations. This is called absolute advantage theory by Adam Smith. Okay. Another one, comparative advantage. It is an economic term. This theory is very important for international trade. It was developed by David Ricardo in 1870. Okay, it gives a company the ability to sell goods and services at a lower price than its competitors. In this theory, the important term, that is lower opportunity cost. A country has a comparative advantage if it can produce goods at a lower opportunity cost than another country. So what is lower opportunity cost? This can be explained with the help of an example. Okay, we assume a country can make two goods, rice and wheat. If it choose increase the production of rice, it will have to decrease the quantity of wheat, vice versa. So opportunity cost of rice in this example is the unit of wheat we have to sacrifice in order to produce rice. Okay, the unit of wheat we have to sacrifice in order to produce rice. So what is opportunity cost? Opportunity cost is the unit of one good we have to sacrifice in order to increase the production of another good. This is a comparative advantage theory. Okay, so what is the difference between absolute advantage and comparative advantage theory? Absolute advantage theory was developed by Adam Smith and comparative advantage theory was developed by David Ricardo. Please note these names of the theory of international trade. It's very important. Okay. Absolute advantage theory is to produce more or better goods and services. Okay, absolute advantage is refers to the ability to produce more or better goods and services. But in case comparative advantage theory, it's to produce at a lower opportunity cost. It refers to the ability to produce goods and services at a lower opportunity cost. That is the difference between these two theories. Okay. Next theory, Heckscher-Ohlin theory. It is also called HO theory, Heckscher and Ohlin theory. Okay, this is one of the most important model of international trade. And another name, it refers to factor proportion theory, and also it is called the factor endowment theory. Okay, then most important feature of this theory was 2 into 2 into 2 model. That means two countries produce two goods and use of two factors of production, that is labor and capital, to produce the goods. So 2 into 2 into 2 model means two countries, two goods and two factor. Two factor include labor and capital. Okay. Okay, here there are two countries, USA and Mexico, and this is the labor and this is capital. Okay, based on the size of these images, think about which country is capital abundant and which country is labor abundant. See that more capital per worker in the United States. So, US is a capital abundant country. Here, capital is greater than labor. Okay. Then similarly, that there is a more labor for unit of capital. Here, labor is greater than the capital. So, Mexico is a labor abundant country. Okay, so capital abundant country will export the capital intensive goods and the labor abundant country will export the labor intensive good. Okay, so Heckscher-Ohlin theory is mainly it's focused on 2 into 2 into 2, that means two countries and two goods and two factor. Two factor is very important, that is capital and labor. Okay. Next one, product life cycle theory. Okay, this is an economic theory that was developed by Raymond Vernon. It's also known as dynamic comparative theory. Okay, this theory was developed by Raymond Vernon to explain how trade patterns change over time. Vernon observed and found that a large portion of the world new product came from the United States. So, Vernon International Product Life Cycle Theory is used to attempt to explain why this happened. Vernon established the product life cycle theory that every product has its own lifespan and goes through various stages from introduction to decline. Introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. The first one, introduction stage. What is the introduction stage? It's developed a product. When an organization has developed a product, it will be introduced. Then profit are low. At the stage, profit are low and there are only few competitors. And so many marketing and promotional activities, because this is an introduction stage. We need marketing and promotional activities. The next one, growth stage. In this stage, the demand for the product increases. When the demand of the product goes high, it increases the popularity and increase its sales. Okay, then the production cost decrease, reduce cost, then high profit are generated. Okay, this is growth stage. Next one, maturity stage. The product is widely known. It is bought by many consumers. Okay, here the competitions are intensive competition. That means a company will do anything to remain a stable market leader, and also a low price and more innovative and adaptation. Okay. The last stage of product life cycle is decline stage. Okay, the market became declined, saturated, and the product no longer sold. There is a less demand for the product. It became unpopular. Okay, that time introduce a new product to the market. Introduction of the new product. For example, product like typewriters, telegram are deep in their decline, almost or completely withdraw from the market. Okay. Next one, theory of mercantilism. It is an economic philosophy. Basically, they are philosophers, traders, bankers who were writing certain thing about international trade. National wealth of the country, which reflected in the amount of precious metals. Here, precious metals, which means gold and silver. Okay. Then a country should try to accumulate as much as gold and silver as possible, because more gold means more powerful unity, more wealthy. Okay, then trade is a zero sum game, because only one country can gain from international trade, that is a exporting country. So trade is a zero sum game. Okay, so mutually beneficial trade is impossible. Only one country, which is exporting country, can gain from international trade. Okay, then also it's mainly is focusing on encouraging export. Is very important. Encouraging export and discouraging import. Okay, this is the theory of mercantilism. Okay. Read the question carefully. The theory suggesting that the pattern of international trade are determined by factor endowment rather than productivity was propounded by which one of the following? Options are Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Heckscher and ohlin, and Michael Porter. Okay, here you have to focus the pattern of international trade are determined by factor endowment. Okay. Adam Smith is related to absolute advantage. Then David Ricardo is related to competitive advantage. Then Heckscher and ohlin. Okay, it is also known as the factor endowment. It is a 2 into 2 into 2 model. That means two goods, two nation, and the two factor. That two factor is labor and capital. It is known as the factor endowment. Okay, so our answer is option C, Heckscher and ohlin. Okay. So Michael Porter proposed the theory of competitive advantage in 1985. Okay, this theory analyzes the reason for a nation's success in a particular industry. It's based on the four attributes. They are factor endowment, demand condition, related and supporting industries, and firm strategy and structure. Okay, so here answer is the factor endowment is related to Heckscher and ohlin. Okay, option C is the correct answer. Then another question, the comparative advantage theory was given by Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Raymond, Vernon and Michael Porter. Adam Smith is absolute advantage. Raymond Vernon product life cycle. Michael Porter competitive advantage. So our answer is comparative advantage theory was given by David Ricardo. Okay. Moving on, next question. According to which theory, one country may be more efficient in producing particular goods than another country, and that another country may be capable of producing some other goods more efficiently than the first one? Which theory? Theory of comparative advantage, theory of absolute advantage, theory of international product life cycle, then none of the above. Here, absolute advantage theory is the answer, because absolute advantage theory is mainly focused on produce more or better goods and services. Okay, comparative advantage theory is produce at a lower opportunity cost, and also product life cycle, it goes through different lifespan of the product, introduction, growth and maturity, decline, like that. Okay, so answer is absolute advantage theory. Okay, more efficient in producing particular goods than another country. Okay, answer is theory of absolute advantage. Then another one, match the following. List one theories and list two features on the basis of these theories. First one, theory of reciprocal demand and theory of absolute advantage, theory of mercantilism and theory of comparative cost. Options, through specialization country could increase their efficiency. Number 2, it emphasizes the demand side as well. And number 3, it assumes that there is only one factor of production, Then fourth one, countries should export more than they import. Okay. Through specialization, countries could increase efficiency through specialization. That is absolute advantage. Okay, so B, theory of absolute advantage is related to 1. Okay. Then it emphasizes the demand side as well, no doubt, theory of reciprocal demand. Okay, then theory of mercantilism, it means countries should export more than they import. The main feature of mercantilism is encouraging export and discouraging import. Okay. Then another one, it assumes that there is only one factor of production. This is comparative cost. What is the one factor of production? That is labor. Okay, so answer is option B. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Then the last question, a very simple question. Arrange the following steps of international product life cycle in a correct order. Maturity stage, introduction stage, decline stage and growth stage. The first stage of the product life cycle is introduction. Okay, 2. Then growth, maturity and decline. So answer is option A. Okay, thank you.